ladies and gentlemen. If I look at you, I would say just gentlemen, with two ladies probably, and somebody at the bar. My name is Alex. As Anna said, I'm from SAP. I'm actually from SAP, yes. And before I start, let me play one melody that I like. It's kind of old school, but I just like it. Nice one, right? Somebody can tell me what is it about? Wind of change, right? So the melody is about a change. A change from what? From actually this one, which is ugly, DOS-like, not user-friendly, to this one, something different, right? And somebody who invented it first, by the way, is there somebody fluent in Italian? Nobody, right? Yeah, I'm not also. But that person also said, like, oh my God, this is so beautiful, let's call it a flower. That's why we call it Fiori, which is from Italian, means flower, right? And SAP Fiori, which is a new user experience, not only interface, but experience as well, which actually makes that SAP portfolio or SAP solutions more personalized, customizable, simply to use, and how to say, configurable, right? There are already 400 plus role-based apps. What does it mean, role-based apps? That means that I am, as a, for example, CFO of Skoda company, right? I have only my business processes that I can use, right? Or as an accountant. And also, we as a quite a big company, we are trying to support with this new user interface such a core solutions or core lines of business like procurement, finance, marketing, sales, just more or less everything in the business, right? And all of that is with the help of a new language or new, how to say, programming language, which I'm going to show you right now, which is a SAP UI5. And what is UI5? Let me show it to you right now. SAP UI5 is a language. Wait a moment, I need to find a beautiful presentation of that. Yeah, this one. This is a it's actually nothing else than new JavaScript. And if we are talking about JavaScript, we are talking about that running in the browser, right? Some kit of environment supportive tools. We are talking about responsive, about huge number of eye controls, right? What does it mean? Like, just let's have a look on that. Simple look. It is just this one. So, such buzzwords as HTML, it is just coding, right? Here we have hi Bruno, yes, hello Bruno. Well, this is a new thing that we are trying to, how we are trying to simplify that big, robust company as SAP with simple things like JavaScript. It's our vision, right? Let's come back to our presentation and say, that all of that makes that template in binding current browsers makes it open UI5. Why it is open? Because we would like to have it really in a simple way. We would like to not limit our developers. And first of all, we are trying to think about their own development. So the developer is developing themselves. That's why it's put on a open standards. It's not any proprietary. That means here you have a project, right? And we as SAP just grab it and go. No. We are trying to motivate that people in the way that they can develop their selves first. With any code that they would like, right? It's just a simple example of that. Also, we would like to talk about that responsiveness. That means that our app is going to adjust itself to any kind of device it's using. Because our clients are who? Everybody, right? From financial director to a sales representative. So somebody is using a laptop, somebody is using a tablet. And UI5 is able to support apps for all of that devices. And what does it mean responsive as well? That means that this platform or this language is working on many platforms like iOS, like Windows, like Android, everything. Going further, it's not a secret that our Fiori applications are used for corporate purposes, right? But there are some benefits of that as well. If we are talking about corporate itself, we are talking about 24-hour, for example, test check. We are talking about automatical compliance, automatical debugging. We are talking about sustainability, right? So for each app, there is a debugging tool which is supported. We just invest into that. We are talking about extensibility and theming. We would like to have to give to all of our users a unique framework, so it is really user-friendly for them and really easy to do. With this said, I would like to show one of the tools, which is called Web ID. Let me show it to you. So, imagine that who I am. I'm using SAP, right? Maybe I'm a old school guy, I'm a financial director, I need some numbers, right? First of all, I need money, and then I need some numbers. Let's see what new interface can provide me with. For example, let's find some good chart, right? Let's call it smart chart here. What I need to see a performance, for example, of a company. With the old UI or old interface, it was really badly possible. But now we would like to give our customers a possibility to visualize their numbers with any kind of, for example, smart chart, with any kind of that columns, right? And what is easy there is that if you need to have a code or to check a code, you have it here. Easy to check, easy to debug, easy to copy, right? That's why I'm calling Fiori simple. So coming back to the presentation back. Okay. By the way, do you know that that picture, it was Signac, also Italian painter. I don't know why I'm speaking about Italian people today. Maybe today is Italian Day. What about tools that you can use? There are many of them. Some of you are used to do it in a Word editor. Somebody is using anything else, right? Everything is possible there. Because actually, that Fiori is a front end that can be used on any database even. It can be used in any business suite. Here I'm talking about two of them. First one, you can probably know that it is for cloud solutions, and something is for the premise solution. Yes, we are trying to cover any deployment option, starting from the cloud, ending with hybrid, and to the premise. What is that Web ID? another demo. If I get there, I will show you what is this look like. But from the really beginning, it's just limited by screen. I don't want to waste time going there. But you can see all the predefined tools. You can see templates. You can see the controls here, right? So it will definitely save your time by templating. It will be definitely saving your time developing another tools. And for example, you will be able to develop a simple app for example, carriers, right? Skypicker was presenting. Their core business is tickets. I cannot see that guy anymore. But yeah, so in 5 minutes I developed that. By the way, the currency should be different because I don't think that a flight to San Francisco can cost $191,000. Quite expensive, right? It's business class, I think. With a lot of red wine. But 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes and you have that app. And it is possible in that SAP, new SAP UI5, right? But you don't have to create only enterprise apps for that, right? Like this one. What I'm happy about it that people voluntarily create using that SAP UI5 some applications just for fun, right? Everybody remembers that, right? A simple app created in SAP UI5. Really simple, but voluntarily on that platform. Oh my god, he will be killed soon. No, he was killed. Yeah, poor Pokemon. Yeah, so tools. Pokemon, which is dead already, unfortunately, rest in peace. With this said, I would like just to show you and to say that try it. Try this language, join the community, check it out, how does it work? And let me show you what can be the result with this language. The result, I mean, really how can business people use your applications? For example, how can they leverage it to really run a many millions business? One moment. I think HDMI maybe, or try this. Either computer one or HDMI. Yeah. So far we are looking for a right source. I think in our life it's difficult to find a right source or right channel. For example, I like many computer channels. Yeah. Like SAP is not that robust. By the way, SAP in the market already is 42 years. Old company, really old one. And that's why now there is an intent to include or to involve some new specialists to be able to revitalize that and to show how that HTML or how the JavaScript can change the business of B2B enterprise corporations, right? So that people is really, I think, struggling with that. Or not really. It's not a problem. I can show it actually. I think on my computer then. Okay, I will show it on the computer. The mobility in our way is really a luxury. I really like touchpads, so I really like the way how does it work. So here you have that Fiori open cloud source, right? And as I said, all the main core processes, right? So this is how can it work, right? It's something different with that robust DOS-like systems. I just simply click here, and for example, if I need to view my people profile, I click on it, and I am receiving information about my people. I don't have to learn by heart that transactions. I don't have to put some code there or anything else. It's as simple as that, right? And I think that this will change the life of that executives in the way, and it can sound really noble, that now that person has more time, more free time, right? He doesn't have to learn transactions. He doesn't have to use that ugly interface. Now they have more time, for example, for their wife, for their children, right? So we are doing the right thing. We are doing the noble thing. And I'm kind of proud of that. So with this said, I would like to come back to my presentation there. Again, I just highlight that community, right? SAP community for new Fiori. And with this said, I would like to say thank you for your attention and time. And if I understand it right, now it is a beer break or beer finish, right? So I will be available till that during that beer finish for some time. If you have any questions about how can coexist an old school company like SAP and JavaScript, please reach me out and ask. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the talk. Do you have any questions?
Yep.
Yes?
So as I can see, it's just UI part, just front-end part, not the serverless part.
As I said,
so components have some modules which are implemented, and the backend is up to me.
Yeah, more or less the same. More or less what you said. Because we developed that Fiori or that UI5 in the way that it can be supported, can be working on any backend, any database, actually, any source of that data. So you can choose whatever you want.
Can I ask you, why did you choose to create your own UI framework, not to develop some existing?
By existing, you mean that old like GUI? Because I think it's a kind of modern trend. I think it's kind of a new strategy. Because the strategy was to revitalize the whole company. Somebody just came and said it's not good.
Using the existing JavaScript UI.
Existing, it was not existing before that. It was like UI4, but it was not. It was like Fiori from the beginning. Was that, but it didn't have that name. Actually, what I'm presenting to you here is that user experience connected with JavaScript. It didn't exist before that. If it answers your question.
Not really. I wanted to ask why did you choose some of existing JavaScript frameworks in other world? Why did you create your own framework?
I think
I don't say it's bad. I'm just
I think yes, it's good. If you exist in a kind of corporate world world, like you would like to have everything from yourself. And since we have really, our aim is to cover the whole solution portfolio that can be imagined for the business, we would like to cover also UX topic there. That's why we are covering kind of a digital core. That means all the business processes that you can imagine, we are covering with our solution, because there are 3,000 plus solutions of SAP. That's why we would like to have a user experience as well, and our own language as well. The reason is because we have power, because we have kind of people, because we have also developers. We can afford ourselves to do that. And it is just strategy, and it is easier to change or to renew, to update your own language, your own framework, than to go and to partner with somebody to ask about conditions, right? Because we need to have everything unified. We have our solutions, we have our backend, we would like to have our front end as well. This is a strategy of one. That's why it's called SAP One.
So we went from Windows mapping design into some kind of modern web design. Would you do something in terms of functionality or user experience?
Yes. The user experience is now, as I said, there are three main things. One of them is role-based, another one is responsive, and the third one is extensible. Role-based, that means that if I have that tail that I showed you, and it can be adjusted only to my position. That means I can do nothing else than what is my position includes. All the business processes that is relevant only for my position. The responsive, that means that the user interface will be automatically adjusted to the mobile device that I'm using. That means that if I'm a sales representative and I'm in the field, I'm using my iPhone only. The app, the interface will automatically hide kind of non-relevant features and show me only the core features for me. But it still will be visible on the first glance on the interface.
Yeah, right. So didn't you run into some problems where you create, a flat design or something like that? This problem that it cannot have too many buttons and stuff like you designed previously. So you didn't run into this problem.
Obviously, we didn't. If I put it really shortly. The idea was to really reduce unnecessarily processes, as you said, and it is a strategy of simplification again. And simplification is to put in only core for that real person. And the aim was to reduce that time, because what a C-level executive needs are only two things: money and time. If he has money, unfortunately he cannot buy time. So we define that time is more important. That's why we're trying to reduce or to save time for that executives with that new user experience. Any other questions? I'm standing with a wrong background. My marketing will not allow me to do that. I need to Photoshop that somehow. So, okay, you are done? Thank you.
Thank you for your talk.